Streamelements said K is now live. Streaming the seven deadly sins. Origin. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth.
No one was ready for what just happened. Seedance 2.0 just dropped, and it keeps your character consistent. Before this, AI videos were unable to keep good character consistency. It could show you good motion, but it could not remember a face.
Oh my god, my face changed.
But Seedance 2.0 solved it. A single prompt.
Hello and welcome in, folks. This is the 440th episode of the Dean Withers Show for everybody who's tuning in today. Hello and welcome in, folks. This is the 440th episode of the Dean Withers Show for everybody who's tuning in today. I really appreciate you guys so much for being here. It's a very exciting day. We have some very exciting things coming up. If this is your first time tuning into the stream, as I would assume it would be for quite a handful of you guys, appreciate y'all so much for being here. Lock in because you're in for a treat. These streams are crazy because in these streams, we debate Trump supporters. We try to change their minds, convince them that Trump sucks, and try to advocate. Okay, and if I'm right in saying that you shouldn't disagree, it means that you would agree. And if you do agree, then you don't support deportation.
Well, yeah, you're right.
And if you don't support deportation, according to your argument, you don't support Trump.
Wait, that's true.
Anything else you wanted to go over, man?
Kanye West for president.
Wow, I just got a groiper to concede. Let's go to get that next guy. I just got a groiper to concede that mass deportation is a bad thing. Damn. And I don't think he meant the concession, but what I'm saying is that there was no way for him to wiggle out of it, so he just kind of said it. I'd say that's pretty impressive. Kaylee, thank you for the gold medal. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No.
All right, Austin. Today we're just looking for Trump supporters. You have a good one. Let's go to get the next guest connected right now. We got Xena loading up. Folks, we're going to go to put those rules back up in the middle of the phone screen. Try to follow them to the best of your ability. Got to be 18 plus, American and MAGA to join. Hey, are you a Trump supporter or are you a troll?
No, but my dad is.
I'm sorry, you sound way too young. We do debate the parents of kids who want to come up and pass their parent the mic, but at the minimum, you got to be 16 in order for us to do that. Let's go to get that next guest connected to the live stream right now. We got Curry loading in. What's up, everybody? What's up, Jen Johnson? What's going on, Ed Mac Jones? Welcome in. Let's go to get the next guest connected. Hey, listen, there's somebody in the chat named America First who says, so Dean supports illegal entry into our country. Keep on running on that, Democrats. Now, this person has been in the comment section of my live stream every day for like really high brightness. Every day for like the last couple of weeks. He's always chirping. He's always talking shit. But now we're going to put him on blast by inviting him to join the live stream to see if he could foster a good faith productive dialogue with somebody that politically disagrees with him. Check this out. I'm going to click this little button right down here and understand that you might not be able to see it too well because it's kind of blurry. When I click this button, it'll send him an invite to join. Just sent it. Don't run, quote unquote, America First. You have no problem voicing all of your opinions and disagreements with me in the chat. Why don't you join up and invest in sharing those disagreements on live? Unless you're scared, that is. Unless you're a runner, that is. Unless you can't foster debate, that is. America First, welcome in. How old are you? How old are you, America First?
28.
You're 28. And you've had a lot to say about me in that comment section over the course of the last couple of days. It seems like you disagree with nearly any word that leaves my mouth.
Yeah, basically.
Watch this. I'm going to give you the upper hand here. I want you to prove me wrong on literally anything. And I'm going to give you the mic, I'm going to give you the floor, and I'm going to give you the control of the dialogue so you could force us to go wherever you want to. Prove me wrong on anything.
Okay, first of all, you do support illegal entry into America, which is insane. Absolutely insane. You literally support it every day.
How about we start there then?
I have one more thing and then we could go back. Do you think that trans women are women and they should be playing women's sports?
Okay. So to respond to your first claim that I support illegal entry into America, that's not true. Just because I support amnesty for the undocumented that are already here, because that's what's best off for us, the country, and them, doesn't mean that I think that our borders should be flooded with people who are not vetted. In fact, I think that we should offer amnesty to the undocumented immigrants that are already here so we could vet the undocumented immigrants that are already here and then expand access and eligibility to the legal means of entry into this country. So then we could further crack down on the very small amount of undocumented entry that would be remaining, truly of those that aren't supposed to be here because they have those bad crimes on the record. I'd also like to point out here that if you do think it's insane to support illegal entry into America, why don't you think it's insane to support a rapist criminal entering into the Oval Office? You sound hypocritical when you make that point.
We never raped anyone.
Well, that's not what a court found. A unanimous jury have found him liable for raping a woman by the name of E. Jean Carroll. We're talking 9 jurors, including a juror that we know was on the right, that E. Jean Carroll's lawyer fought to get ejected from the jury, that Donald Trump then fought to keep on the jury, and Donald Trump won that battle in accordance with newly unsealed court filings.
Bro, everyone knows E. Jean Carroll's a psycho. Like, we don't even have to discuss that.
Well, if everybody knows that, the evidence must be clear. Let's think about something else that most people agree on.
Wait, hold on.
Something else that most people agree on would be the fact that the Earth is round, right? Of course, there's flat earthers, but they don't, not too many of them.
Do you think a majority of people agree with your stance on immigration, Americans?
I don't know. I would assume not because of political propaganda, but 500 years ago, 90% of people alive thought the Earth was flat. So why do you
promote that? Don't you want Democrats to win?
Because I don't think that what the majority of people thinks is true, necessarily. The same way majority of people 500 years ago thought that the Earth was flat. That didn't actually make the Earth flat. And in response to your claim that everybody knows E. Jean Carroll is crazy, I don't know that E. Jean Carroll is crazy. Convince me.
Really stupid.
Okay. Well, it seems like you're really stupid because I've repeated it 4 times and you still can't follow. So my view is that for all of the undocumented immigrants that are already here, they should be offered a pathway to residency or citizenship if they did not commit any bad crimes. And as well as we should...
How do you vet them? You should vet them beforehand, right, though? You don't vet them once they get into the country.
Well, the thing is...
That's how our citizens get killed. That's how our citizens get killed, and people talk about that, and you guys don't give a fuck about it.
See, the thing is...
not one illegal immigrant should kill any one of our citizens, period.
So the thing is we don't have a time machine. We can't, go back in time and vet them before they came in. So working forward, the only thing we could do is to offer them a pathway to residency now that they're already here. And see, the thing is if you really care about identifying the undocumented immigrants that are murderers, that are rapists, that are violent criminals, then you should endorse amnesty because that process of vetting would be substantially quicker than any process of removal through deportation because it's something that undocumented immigrants would actually be willing to cooperate with, leaving a very minute and small amount of them that would be unwilling to cooperate with it because they know they'd get caught through their vetting process because they are a violent criminal for ICE to detain and deport.
Got it. But so I'm just so confused. Like, how do you you admitted that a majority of Americans don't agree with your stance on immigration.
I think that majority of Americans would agree. I think that majority of Americans would agree with my stance on immigration if it was explained to them. I feel like you just virtue signal. So mass amnesty is something that I think is incredibly appealing to the average American. And by the way, if we shouldn't support things that the average American wouldn't support, then you wouldn't support Trump because his approval rating is 31%, which is not representative of the average American.
Any president's approval rating is going to be low.
So then you're not a supporter of Trump or any president, right? Because it's not what the average American supports. That's the argument that you want to run on me. I'm going to run it on you.
I support the Republican Party. I support conservatism.
Yeah, conservatism. The grander operation of hypocrisy. Conservatives say, if you came into this country with the use of illegal means, you're an irredeemable criminal scum. You deserve to be illegally deported and tortured and beaten and sea caught. But if you come into this country born here, born a citizen, and you grew up to rape women, commit 34 felonies, get held civilly liable to lie to banks, try to overturn the 2020 election, give full and complete presidential pardons to domestic terrorists that try to kill cops on J6, and then play cover-up by breaking federal law to protect the rapists and pedophiles and predators in the Epstein files, then you're so great, you're the best president in history. Make it make sense. There's no law and order. There's just hypocrisy and lies.
Also, no one, like, to be real, like, no one cares about January 6th anymore. You, like, not understand that.
Right, that's crazy. You care more about an undocumented mother and father trying to provide for them and their family than you do about the largest assault on our democracy since the Civil War.
You guys on the left riot, fucking violent protests, and you think the average person would want to get on your guys' side? No.
Wow, what a point of hypocrisy.
And then when
you guys on the left
about this
uphold
stuff,
violent protests and riots, but I'm actually going to defend a violent protest and riot on J6, yeah.
No one cares about J6, Dean.
So you don't care about violent protests and riots?
77 million voted for Trump 5 years, how many? 4 or 5 years after January 6th. So why does no one care?
Perfect. So then so just say it. You don't care about violent protests and riots.
No, because not everyone was violent. There was maybe a few.
Okay, was everybody at BLM violent? At the BLM protests in 2020, was every single person who showed up violent?
Compared to how many riots and violent protests you guys have had in the last 5 years?
Yeah, let me ask you a question.
Ridiculous. And all you can talk
was
about
every
is
person that showed up to the BLM protests violent?
That was a very bad time.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you if literally every single person who showed up was violent.
No, of course not.
Okay, so therefore it wasn't a violent protest, because that's your argument for J6. Also, check this out. This is another really interesting argument. You're saying that the left has a new violent protest or a riot like every single day for the last 5 years, and the right's only had this little one where some people were violent. Okay, so what you're telling me here is that the thought leaders of the right had significantly less opportunity than the thought leaders of the left to endorse violent protests and riots because they're less likely to happen on their side. But in retrospect, when we look at what the thought leaders of the right said in response to J6, it was, they're all patriots. Let's get them out of jail and give them millions of dollars through my $1.8 billion slush fund. When we look at the response to some of the violent protests and riots from thought leaders on the left, it's, we condemn violence. We condemn breaking the law, but we are grateful for the peaceful protesters that showed up.
The law. You guys allow over 10 million legal immigrants. You guys let people out, criminals out of jail.
You made a criminal president.
You guys are
You let criminals out of jail? You made a criminal president that let criminals out of jail. Yeah. I one-upped you, buddy. It's funny because we can assume that all the propaganda you're spewing is true. Let's just assume for a moment that genuinely the left is letting criminals out of jail, okay? Well, it seems like we should still support left from the perspective of harm reduction because the right made a criminal president who let criminals out of jail.
Fuck no. You guys, if you guys were in office,
do you accept that Donald Trump is a criminal who let criminals out of jail?
We'd be cooked if you
answer my question. Do you accept or deny that Donald Trump is a criminal who let criminals out of jail? You're running.
How many people did Biden pardon?
You're running.
How many people did Biden pardon?
You're running. You're running. You're actually. This is insane. You're actually running.
How many people did Biden pardon?
You're running.
How many criminals did Biden pardon?
You're running. You're actually running. You're actually running. Why are you so scared? Ask me this question after you answer mine. I clearly asked my question first.
Okay, all presidents pardon people for.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you if Donald Trump is a criminal who let violent criminals out of jail.
What? What do you mean?
Is Donald Trump a violent criminal who let violent criminals out of jail?
No, Donald Trump is not a violent criminal. He may have pardoned criminals from jail, but there's obviously reasons to it. Maybe not everyone you have to agree with, but every president pardons people. So
what violent criminals did Biden?
It's not going to change. It's not going to change my vote.
What violent criminals did Biden pardon?
Oh, probably over 1,000.
Name one.
I mean, you guys let in.
Name one. No.
You guys let in.
Name one violent criminal that Biden gave a presidential pardon to.
You guys let in dangerous illegal immigrants.
You're running again.
Killing our citizens.
You're running again.
And you guys talk about immigration like it was.
You're actually running again. Name one violent criminal that Biden pardoned.
I can't, but I'm sure he pardoned a bunch.
Prove it.
I mean, okay, let me go look it up.
Do you regret joining the live yet?
No.
No, not yet. Okay, we'll make sure that you regret it soon. Well, let's look it up. Let's go to thank 2 people on Super Chat. Thank you for the $20, LKJ. Okay, wow. Yeah, listen, we'll condense it down to be very easy. The reason why, if anybody were to be to blame for undocumented entry under Biden, it would be Trump, is because he was the one that told everybody that the border was wide and open, directing millions of people to attempt to immigrate into our country. And then when the Biden-Harris administration attempted to fix that issue with the bipartisan border bill, Trump told the Republicans to vote against it.
Bro, I don't care. I don't care what Trump said with his words that allowed. What are you talking about, bro? Biden and Kamala were in charge during the border crisis.
I already told you that that's a lie. We don't live under a dictatorship. We live under a representative democracy and a constitutional republic.
You fucked it up.
So I just want to clarify. You don't think that Congress is the body that passes legislation?
I don't care what happens. You guys fucked the border up. Period. I don't care what Congress has to do. You don't care about Congress? I don't care what happened. You guys fucked on the border. And you have to take accountability for it. Yeah. Why do people, when people have opinions on immigration and how it was really bad, it got out of hand during Democrats, you say, oh no, actually it was Trump's fault. You're just so Trump deranged, bro.
Because that's the reality of the situation.
It's actually incredible. It's actually incredible how Trump deranged you are.
You're just calling me deranged compared to giving a counter argument. Listen, let me speak. Don't interrupt me. This is very important. If I was genuinely ill, if I was genuinely deranged, if I was genuinely delusional, if I was genuinely wrong about every single thing that left my mouth, you would be able to tell me how and why I'm wrong. Okay? I'm giving you a cohesive and explanatory view insofar as why I believe that Donald Trump is responsible for continued mass undocumented immigration into America while Biden was president. I'm explaining that it has a lot to do with the first incentive that isn't because of Trump, the pandemic, destroying a lot of the economies of countries south of America. And then B, what does have to do with Trump, him telling people that the border is wide and open. Then C, him actively preventing the Biden-Harris administration from passing policy by getting the Republicans in Congress to vote against it. And then your response is, Dean, well, what you're saying is so wrong. You must literally be deranged. Okay, well, that was true. But you're failing to explain why, because your note cards aren't working.
Oh my God!
Now, I understand that you have these prescriptive, pre-written responses that Biden caused it because it happened when Biden was president. And then when I hit you with a very honest reply of, okay, you can't always blame what happens in the country on the president. A good example of this would be the fact that you don't blame the highest level of unemployment in 100 years on Trump, even though it happened in America when he was president in his first term. And B, the body that we would blame for this would be Trump and the Republicans in Congress for the reasons that I gave you. And then your response is to say, oh, you're just actually delusional. Saying that I'm delusional is not a counter argument. You could say I'm delusional, but you can't say I'm wrong.
You're definitely delusional. You guys allow.
But I'm not wrong.
You guys allow men and women sports to start there. So honestly, I don't even care about any policy that you guys run on. As long as you guys don't know what a man and a woman is, you guys will never win.
Okay, so we're just completely ditching the immigration subject because you lost.
Yeah, because I don't care about your opinion on immigration. Because you guys already lost on immigration.
Because you lost bigly. It seems like you just lost on immigration.
Democrats already lost on immigration.
Yeah, I gave you a counter. You're just repeating yourself. This is all circular. I just gave you an argument against that notion, and you refused to respond to it. Listen. Imagine that you're a flat earther and I'm a NASA scientist. You say Earth flat. I say here are the reasons why, in fact, the Earth is not flat. And then you just respond by saying, no, you're delusional. The Earth is flat. And then I'm like, respond to the reasons that I gave insofar as why the Earth is not flat. And you're like, no, you're delusional. The Earth is flat. Okay. Yeah, clearly you're getting fried because you can't grant any explanatory power for any argument that leaves your lips. And anytime I give you a position to explain why you're wrong, you don't address it. You don't respond to it. And you just start crashing out by saying that I'm delusional. You're losing this debate bigly.
Dean. Democrats were in charge of the border for 4 years.
Just back to the note cards, everybody. This is like the flat earther saying that the Earth is flat.
You guys fucked up on it, period.
This is like the flat earther saying that the Earth is flat. Listen, guys. He has like 5 things he could say. He could say that the Democrats were in control. He could say that we fucked up bigly. He could say that we need to take accountability. He could say that it's all Biden's fault because he was president. Okay, those are his 4 talking. Oh, wait, and the 5th one. And you're delusional and everybody knows that you're wrong. Those are his 5 talking points, everybody. I've already debunked all 5 of those talking points.
Can I talk for 5 seconds?
If you don't repeat something that you've already said 13 times.
Now you're getting me off track because you just talk so fucking much. Oh my gosh. What I was gonna say? No, I don't. Honestly, like, you're not gonna change my mind. Whatever you say about Trump, it was Trump's fault that the border was open. You're just not gonna change my mind on that. Because he wasn't in charge. You guys were in charge.
There's one of your note
let's just
cards.
let's just move on because you're not gonna change my mind on the immigration thing. Like, you're just not.
One
So
note
you
card?
guys will have Democrats will have another chance if they win another election to fix it. And if you guys fix that issue, then maybe you guys will continue to win.
2 note cards. Okay, so once again, you're repeating your note cards. You're not responding to the argument I gave you with substance to describe and demonstrate why you're wrong.
Let's just move on. Next topic.
Why don't you want to give an argument with substance to describe and demonstrate why I'm wrong?
What do you want me to argue about the border?
I want you to respond to the fact that the reason why a lot of people immigrated into America had nothing to do with Biden, had to do with
because
the
Trump said the borders open. So everyone said, "Whoa, let's go to America, just flood it."
Incentivize immigration.
And what did Democrats do?
Trump saying that borders were wide and open, and then the Democrats having their policy shot down in Congress by Republicans.
You guys did not
because of
enforce security at the border. You guys did not enforce high. You guys did not enforce high security.
Okay. You just said, well, what did Democrats do in response?
You guys did not vet people right. You guys vetted people way too fast.
You just said that. What did Democrats do in response to the border crisis? They tried to pass Langford's bipartisan border bill, and which would have spent billions of dollars on hiring significantly more federal judges to man immigration courts at the southern border to expedite the legal levels of entry into America, which A, would have naturally disincentivized undocumented entry, and B, this bill also would have given the president a special authority to cap the level of total entry into the border on a daily basis and shut it down completely. This bill would have solved the crisis that we had on our hands under the Biden-Harris administration. Donald Trump told Republicans in Congress to not vote for it after the Republicans helped to write it, okay? Because he didn't want Biden to solve the issue that he ran on solving, because he likely would have then lost the election, okay? So when you ask that question, well, how did the Democrats respond to this issue? What did the Democrats do? The Democrats did the very best thing anybody in their position could have done, and Donald Trump thwarted them in their efforts.
Okay, whatever you say. So what else do you want to talk about?
So is that a concession?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll move on. You said something about men going into women's sports. What do you think about men going into women's locker rooms to sexually exploit them?
No, what do you think about...
No, answer my question.
Well, we're talking about trans women in women's sports. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, you said
What do you think about a man...
Can you answer my question? What do you think?
Can I ask you, bro? Why do you talk? Can I
because I asked you a question that you're dodging.
Like, you love to yourself. Just be quiet for like 10 seconds.
You're not answering my question though. You literally said no.
I don't get it.
Of course, I'm going to interrupt you to ask the question again.
Trans woman, and then you say, "Oh, but Donald Trump."
Would you ever make a trans woman president?
Donald Trump went backstage of a beauty.
Would you ever make a trans woman president?
We're not
trans woman
about that.
is like using the women's restroom every single day, walking into all the women's locker rooms and dressing rooms. Would you ever make a trans woman president?
Dean, I have 2 little sisters, right? Do you think it's fair for them to compete against boys? If my little sister said,
now we got a whole new question on our hands.
If my little sister said,
"Why are you dodging?"
Coach,
holy fuck!
They went to the school. They said, "I'm uncomfortable with this." What would you do? Would you defend the trans woman, or would you defend my little sister?
I'm gonna defend you answering the question that I've asked you, little bro.
Yeah, you can't even answer it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna answer a question you asked in deflection of mine.
Bro, you are delusional.
No, I'm just just a fan of linear progressive dialogue.
You Democrats, liberals are sick of violence. You guys are the biggest threat to women and children.
Yeah. And I'll answer the question. Thank you.
Democrats are the biggest threat to women.
I'll happily answer your question after you answer mine. I just so happen to ask mine first.
Dude, you first you said, "Oh, you don't like trans women, but what do you think about Trump going in here?" And
no, that's not what I asked you at all.
Would I make a trans woman president? Like, no, obviously not.
Okay,
right?
so you wouldn't make a trans woman president because they've gone into private women's spaces, right?
No, I just don't agree with Democrats' policies about thinking men can be women and women can be boys. And
okay, you just got a restriction. Unfortunate, folks, because we're setting up for a dunk there. Unfortunately, we got to kick him because you just got a restriction for harassment and bullying. Fuck, folks. We were in the second statement, but not the first. There's no moral obligation, okay, for me to provide you my kidney if you needed it to live. But there's a moral obligation for rape victims to provide their bodily resources to fetuses if the fetuses need the rape victim's bodily resources to live. Why does a rape victim have the obligation, but I don't? What's the difference?
It's... I guess for me and you, it's different because, like, I don't know. I feel like it's just a moral obligation because there's...
But you're not explaining why the rape victim has a moral obligation, but I wouldn't. That's the explanation that I need.
Right. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. I feel like I don't know. It's just a biological thing. Like if just because I don't know, because I heard somebody say the other day that it's because it's the parent, and it's not because it's the parent, and it's not because it's biological. It's just uh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to argue that.
Okay. Then you probably shouldn't, because that was the easiest argument I've ever given to anybody.
Yeah, it's just
Like there was nothing complex about the argument. There's nothing abstract about the argument. There's nothing long-winded about the argument. There wasn't much to the argument. The argument is there's no difference between the state forcing me to give you my kidney if you needed it to live and denying rape victims access to abortion. That's it.
Right. Right. I mean, I understand that. I don't know how to argue that.
Well, seems like this is the defeater to your argument. If you're like left completely stunned and you don't even know what to say after 6, 7 words, then your argument's probably false.
So another thing is, I mean, I don't know how to argue that, so I'm just going to change this topic. Another thing.
Do you agree that you shouldn't like vote for policy to ban rape victims' access to abortion until you can argue that?
I mean, yeah, it'd probably be better to be able to argue it than.
So like, as it stands, like you don't endorse legal restrictions on rape victims' access to abortion because your view has been stumped.
I mean, no, I still think that it's wrong, but I don't know how to argue it.
Okay, well, this is like me saying, oh, it's wrong to be black. Let's criminalize being black. Okay. Oh, but
Right.
you asked me, do you think it's wrong to be white? I'm like, no. You say, do you think it's wrong to be black? Yes. Oh, well, what's the relevant difference between being white and being black that makes it wrong in one scenario but not the other? I'm like, you've stumped me. Don't know what to say. But I'm going to still vote for legislation.
EVE Online is a
Do you think that it would be justified to get access to an abortion if
Yeah.
What's your birth year? Conditions, because they have more negotiating power. And also, it seems like the deal is falling through.
Which deal?
The deal, the 14-point plan set up by the United States and Iran.
The
If you're a Trump supporter above the age of 18, we are just looking for debates. Then mean you shouldn't have voted for Trump because that wouldn't. Vanessa, I think.
And, oh, it's wrong to be black. Let's criminalize being thing that you do. A lot of people forget that. Being pro-choice is not a moral view. It's a legal view. It just means that you think that abortion is $. Down the Strait of Hormuz, it's a good thing. And when Donald Trump helps the Iranian economy by giving them $300 billion, it's also a good thing. I don't think that those two things can be good simultaneously.
What I didn't make the distinction between the IRGC and the Iranian government. So we were constricting the IRGC, but now we're helping Iran,
the IRGC
as a whole. Well, I mean, yeah, they're still in power, but I mean,
so is that a bad thing to help the IRGC by giving them $300 billion?
If they agree to, having some regime change, then
there's no wait. Okay, so then it is a bad thing because they're not agreeing to regime change. They're hopefully at some point in the future agreeing to stop their enrichment of uranium to build nuclear weapons.
No, that was already agreed upon.
No, we just have a memorandum of understanding that says that they will negotiate in good faith an agreement 60 days from now.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see then.
Okay, so you agree that that's not regime change though, right?
I mean, I'm not really too up to date as far as like the regime change, but
there's no regime change.
At all?
No.
I don't know. I don't believe that. I'll have to do more research on it.
Who's the memorandum of understanding for negotiations of nuclear weapons with?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, I haven't been.
The IRGC is who we're negotiating with.
Okay.
Why are we negotiating with the IRGC?
I don't think so. I know that it was the top politicians, but I don't know if were they a part of the IRGC or was it just the Iranian government?
The IRGC is the Iranian government.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, moving on.
Why are we moving on? Come on, bro. You said, oh, I want to hurt the Iranian economy so bad that I'm okay with Americans paying like $5 a gallon of gas. But then when Donald Trump says
475 was the highest average,
that we should like, yeah, but this doesn't mean that there weren't people paying $5 a gallon of gas across the country. In California, I mean, there was points where it's upwards of $7.
Yeah, I mean, I already displayed
that
my
you want to
opinion.
hurt the Iranian economy so bad you're okay with Americans paying like $7 for gas, but you don't really care that Donald Trump is giving them $300 billion. Is that not contradictory?
I mean, the thing is, we came to a deal. The whole point, everyone wanted this war to end, right? If we really wanted to, we could have dragged this on, and then we could have definitely hurt them a lot more than we did. But everyone was, you know, on it about
you're not responding to the point that I made here. The point that I'm making is you want to hurt the Iranian economy so badly that you're okay with it hurting our economy, but you don't care Donald Trump is helping the Iranian economy by giving them $300 billion. Which will also affect and positively impact China.
We're not really hurting that bad. Like, there are people with actual oil shortages where they can't even get it at all in certain.
You're still not responding to the point. Saying that America isn't hurting that bad is not a response to the point that you're that you're hypocritical for saying that you want to hurt the Iranian economy, so you don't care if it hurts us, but then you're okay with Donald Trump giving them $300 billion. You're not responding to that point of hypocrisy. And now he's gone, so we'll never get a response to that point of hypocrisy. Let's go to get the next guest loaded up inside of the queue. Only hop inside of the box if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Here we go, everybody. Only hop inside of the box if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. We are running through the guests today. This is legitimately brutal for MAGA. Let's go to get the next guest, John, connected. Thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. Someone stranger, thank you for the $20, who says, my gas is still $1.20 more per gallon than I used to pay. Your life.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys.
Mr. Yucky Trump.
I don't think he's the worst president of my life.
That's what we're here to debate.
That's right. I believe Biden was the worst president of my life, and maybe close running with Bill Clinton.
Okay. Before we hop into the debate about Trump, just curious, if Biden was the worst president of your life, what is one bad domestic policy he passed?
One bad domestic, like that hurting the common American?
So domestic policy is like a bill influenced to get passed through Congress and signed into law. So it's one bad domestic policy that he passed.
All right, I think when he opened the borders, that was a bad policy.
Okay, so that's not a policy. Once again, policy is a bill passed through Congress and signed into law.
Well, okay, I'll have to give you that. I can't think of one that he passed that was bad.
Okay, all right. Why do you support Trump?
I support Trump because my daily life hasn't really got any worse. It's actually gotten better under Trump. The manufacturing jobs have went up.
Manufacturing jobs have gone up?
Yes.
Okay, what have I told you that's a complete lie? Last year, we had the most layoffs since the pandemic, the worst jobs report in 20 years ignoring recessions, and the most manufacturing bankruptcies in 15 years.
I don't think that's because of Trump. To be honest with you, I think that's because of the younger generation. By trade, I have my engineering degree and an electrical engineering degree, and the younger generation don't want to work. So the manufacturing companies, they're losing so many employees because the 20-year-olds and early 30-year-olds don't work. They quit. Their turnover rate.
So why did like the younger generation really love working when Biden was president, with two historical 50-year record lows of unemployment, booming investment into manufacturing, and like lowest manufacturing bankruptcies after the recovery from the pandemic since the Great Recession? But then like just magically on January 21st of 2025, all of a sudden, members of like the younger generation just stopped wanting to work. Like, what happened?
I have to disagree with you because I've been in the engineering field for over 10, 15 years now, and it's always been like that. The younger generation never wanted to work.
Okay, so if you're saying that this variable has been consistent for the last 20 years, then it doesn't explain why under Biden in 2024, we added 2.2 million jobs, yet under Donald Trump in 2025, we only added 170,000 jobs.
For manufacturing only, or total? You mean retail, everything?
That's total, but that includes a lot of manufacturing.
Well, a lot of manufacturing did shut down across the country. I know working in the field, 3 or 4 paper mills in my area shut down. A couple steel mills shut down. Lumber yards are shutting down. And I don't think that's because of Trump, that's just because they can't sustain.
So why could they sustain in 2024?
Well, they were on their way out. To be honest with you, they were on their way to shut down. It just
No, that's not true. That's not what the trends say. The trends say that we saw one of the largest booms of American manufacturing in modern American history under Biden. Most investment into American manufacturing in recorded U.S. history. And that investment's only been going down every financial quarter since Trump was inaugurated. And in fact, I just thought I'd point out that according to Reshoring's Initiative annual report in 2024 under Biden, we added more manufacturing jobs than all jobs added, regardless of industry, under Donald Trump in 2025. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is wild.
Okay, so obviously things were doing much better for manufacturers under Biden. Much better for manufacturers under Biden.
If your facts are correct, then yes.
All right. So if my facts are correct, would you still consider yourself a Trump supporter if what you care about is how manufacturing is doing?
I guess no, sir. But let me say, don't kick me off yet. Let me say one thing. Do you think it's because I went to college and got a good degree and a good job where the economy don't really affect me? Do you maybe think that's why?
Listen, when economy is booming, some people will be doing bad. And some people will be doing fine. When the economy is in a recession, some people will be doing great. And some people will be doing fine. Bad economy doesn't mean everybody suffers. It just means that more people suffer. Good economy doesn't mean that everybody excels. It just means that more people excel. So we would expect in a bad economy for some people to be doing just fine.
Right, so I could open my eyes and I guess think outside the box and think about the people that ain't doing good. You're right. Maybe I need to just get out there and see that more.
Yeah, and I'll give you my two sources for you to research, because you said if my data was true, then you would be a Trump supporter. Sorry, not a Trump supporter. So look up the Reshoring Initiative's annual report for how many manufacturing jobs were created in America in 2024. It'll say 244,000. Then look up the Bureau of Labor Statistics jobs report for how many jobs were added in total under Trump in 2025 in all industries, including federal, like government jobs, and it'll say 181,000. And that's the only information that you need in order to demonstrate that I am right, which would make you not a Trump supporter.
I'll look into that and I'll come back again and let you know.
I appreciate you, man. You seem like a nice guy, and that you're just misled. So I hope when you see that information, you'll change your mind. You take care, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, take care. Let's go and get the next guest loaded up into the box right now. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Guys, we are really killing it today. We are really doing well. Wow, we have changed so many minds. We're on a fucking roll. What is that? Like 3 or 4 minds changed in the last 1 hour and 23 minutes of the stream? I don't know what is going on, but we are doing exceedingly well. So good. It's like more people than not today. This is great. I love this. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
We are Charlie Guy.
Get out of here. Anthony, thank you for another $10 over on Super Chat. It says, decline in everything. No, couldn't it be because of Trump? Yeah, man, some people are really just that misled, dude. Really, just that misled, Anthony. I appreciate you for the $10. I'm so happy that we're out here changing minds. It's been less than an hour and a half on stream, and like I said, we've already changed like 4. That's honestly really impressive. I love that. Let's go to get that next guest connected into the live stream right now. Only hop inside of that box if you are an American adult that supports Trump as president. Sam, thank you for the $50 over on Super Chat. Sam, you the man. Thank you so much. That is so very kind of you. It goes a long way. It really supports us in what we do. $50 is a shit ton of money. Really, like I said, goes a long way in the small town that I live in. Thank you so much, Sam. 500 Sam W's for a very, very kind donation. I am beyond grateful for you. Thank you so much, Sam. W's for Sam all around, because that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's go to get that next guest connected right now. Only hop in that box if you were MAGA. Appreciate it if you guys would do your very best to try to follow the rules of the live stream. By the way, I just want to point this out. Do you guys see what happens when most people are following the rules? It's been an hour and a half and we've changed 4 minds. Yesterday, when like we had trolls for an hour straight, that's time that could have been spent changing 4 minds. That it was rather just spent dealing with troll after troll after troll. So that's like literally the cost of trolling. The cost of trolling is quantifiably more Trump supporters. Rose, do you support Trump?
I do. I really do.
How old are you, Rose?
I am currently 17 years old.
Iro's got to be at least 18 minimum to join. Feel free to come back in a year if you're still mag by then. Chances are you'll grow out of it. Let's go to get the next guest connected to the live stream. We got Matthew Lafayette joining. Here we go, everyone. Here we go. Here we go. Quite frankly. Okay, Matthew Lafayette's not joining. Let's go to get that next guest connected. Sam Tech, do you support Trump?
Yo, what's up, Grifter?
Hello. Are you a Trump supporter?
Hell yeah.
How old are you?
21.
What year were you born in?
September 1st, 2004.
LARP?
What do you mean?
Don't worry about it. Said that I was a grifter.
Yeah.
Why?
You know why.
I don't. Or else I wouldn't be asking.
Well, I mean, you can think about it.
Okay. Yeah, I've really thought about it long and hard for a long time, and I just continually come to the conclusion that I'm not a grifter. Change my mind.
I can't.
You can't, because there's no substance to underpin your frivolous accusation against me. Is that why?
No, just like you can't prove that Trump raped someone.
Then what's the substance for the claim that I'm a grifter?
Everything.
Could you be more specific?
I mean, not really.
Not really? Okay. So if you can't be more specific, then your claim is probably false. Are you just mad that people donate to me?
No.
That seems what it's about. You seem very upset that sometimes people donate to me. And it makes you feel really bad. Jealousy is a real thing. Listen, man, it is a symptom of the human condition. At every point in time, we all get jealous a little bit. It's how you deal with the jealousy that matters.
I mean, and I'm real jealous that you're scamming a ton of teenage girls and middle-aged women out of their money.
Oh, so now it's about them too. So now I'm a scam artist, and now they're teenage girls and middle-aged women. Wow.
Yeah.
So how do I scam them? Because as far as I'm concerned, they're making the conscious decision to send me donations on their own accord, in accordance with their own will, as they'd wish to, with the Venmo and PayPal, in which you could actually find a link to in the link tree in the bio of my TikTok account. And the @'s on the top of the phone screen too, Dean Withers without the letter E in that last name Withers. And it's also in the pinned message on the YouTube stream. If you use the @, just make sure that you quadruple check your spelling because of all the fake accounts out there. So how does it make me a scammer?
Because you're a smart man, and you know that a lot of these teenage girls and middle-aged women are not
Well,
smart.
I mean, I'd like to clarify. Typically, teenagers don't have a bunch of money or anything. Right, so I mean,
Yeah,
I would
'cause they
assume
gave it all
that
to you.
because all the teenage girls just send me every dollar to their name. So for instance, Jesse, who is a 47-year-old married man with 4
Middle-aged
kids,
woman.
who sent me a
Oh, it was a man?
$15 donation. Jesse's actually a 17-year-old girl.
I mean, can you give me factual evidence that he's not?
Yeah, predominantly the
Have you
fact
ever
that
met
he's a
him in
married
person?
man with a wife with 4 children.
Do you know that 100%? Have you met him in person?
Oh, I know.
You
I
at
haven't
his
met him
wedding?
in person. That's just what he said before. Oh, so he could be lying. He really could be lying. So he really could be a teenage girl, huh? Hey, Disgusted Veteran, thank you so much for the $50 over on Super Chat. Thank you. Disgusted Veteran with the $50 says, not a teenage girl or a middle-aged woman. I'm a boomer that has mad respect for somebody dealing with 2-digit IQ magas all day, every day. Nope, sorry, Disgusted Veteran. Today, it is your sweet 16. It is your sweet 16, Justin. Sorry, not Justin, Disgusted Veteran. And you are a girl. You are a 16-year-old girl, Disgusted Veteran. We understand that you're actually like a 72-year-old man or woman, possibly. But nope, today you are a 16-year-old girl. Thank you so much for the $50. Same thing to Anthony. Thank you for the $10. Who says, stop scamming me, let go of my arm. Enjoy high school, you 16-year-old girl. Wow, look at this. We're really doing
I
something.
mean, you're a smart person. You're taking advantage of how they're dumb, and they give you money.
Yeah, nice hypothesis, bro. This is a snooze fest. You want to give an argument, or should we move on to the next guest?
Before I leave, I'll say I'll cash app you $100.
Ah, fuck! I should have waited. What was he gonna send me $100 for? Fuck. Let's go to get that next guest connected to the live stream. Only hop inside of the box if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. To all the 16-year-old girls out there, including disgusted veteran and Jesse, the 47-year-old married man of 4 kids. Thank you guys so much for the love. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump? 3 seconds, Lizzie. Nope, Lizzie left. Only hop inside of the queue if you are here to debate. Only hop inside of the queue if you are here to debate. Everybody, let's go and get that next guest connected at this point in time. Only hop inside of the queue if you are here for a debate. Oh, man, I'm tired today. And my stomach is still hurting. Jeez, I don't know what's going on with me. My body is failing, everybody. My body is failing so bigly, so terribly. All right, Lenny's not loading in. Tyler K is not loading in either. We'll leave him there. Just give him a moment. What about Tori? There's a lot of people who will join the queue, then just kind of scroll to their next live, and then that makes them like essentially just like quote unquote load into the stream for like 3 hours.
What's up, Dean?
Jerome, do you support Trump?
That's not my name.
That's Austin. Austin, do you support Trump?
Sometimes.
What about you, Drum? Are you here?
Yeah.
Drum, do you support Trump?
Yeah.
How old are you?
22.
And why do you support Trump?
Because he helps capitalism by making the average American have a terrible time right now, and so everyone will whine and cry about it, and then all be better in a few years.
Okay, so your claim is that he makes people cry, therefore he's a good president?
Not cry. He just, like, everyone's complaining, oh, gas prices, oh, this, oh. They're not focusing on themselves. So eventually they'll realize that they need to either pick up the slack or they're just going to fall behind.
Okay, so you support a president that just makes it harder to live? So then, like, Americans, like, either have to pick up that slack or get left behind? Is that the position?
Well, he's not going to be president forever. It's just a temporary wake-up call.
You're why communists and socialists exist, Jerome. You embody the issue. You embody the issue, Jerome. Either that or he's trolling.